All right, so welcome to today's podcast. Today's podcast is on my Tuesday LinkedIn pro tip. Scott Engler. I am a published author and thought leader on contemporary job search strategies and really optimizing your LinkedIn to land that next role through professional branding, through networking, through optimizing your profile and presence on the site. So today I want to talk about why giving and receiving professional recommendations are so effective in landing your next role. So there is two components I want to go over in this tip. The first component is social proof. Now, if you are like most of the people that I typically work with and you haven't looked for a new job in 15, 20, 25 years, you've very likely not been active on LinkedIn. And you've also not been active on giving or receiving professional recommendations on the platform. Because the truth is you really haven't had a need for it, I'm sure. So when I start working with people, that's one of the big things that I recommend is start getting these recommendations and giving them out too, right? Keep that, that cycle going with the giving and the receiving. And one of the reasons is, I've been working primarily with a lot of COOs recently, chief operating officers, CMOs, director of marketing, VPs, senior software engineers, people in those types of roles, a few CFOs. And when you're at that high level of a role and you're looking for something new, here's the bottom line, and I'm sure you know this. You guys and men and women have all accomplished some amazing things in your career, which is why you are where you are. And because of that, you really need to stand out from the crowd. Now, as we could probably all attest to, it's one thing for somebody to even properly articulate what they do and what they do well, but it's that credibility is really compounded when somebody else that is respected in your field, in your industry, can attest for the quality of work you do. And they write that and have it on your profile. LinkedIn, in fact, used to have it a requirement to be at 100% profile strength to have 3 professional recommendations received. They kind of viewed it as getting references, right? So I like to look at it as like, when people in HR are typically going through the hiring process, they'll want at least 3 professional references from you. So look at it from that standpoint as well, because if outside recruiters are looking at your profiles and they're looking to place top talent, nothing speaks higher than other credible people, speaking of the quality of your work. One of the things I typically tell people, if, we're just meeting, right, and they're reaching out to me for services, and I'm well aware that there's plenty of other people that do similar things that I do on LinkedIn, and they're like, well, how are you different? And they ask me a lot of questions. And one of the things I'll sometimes tell people is like, hey, look, don't take it from me. Look at, the recommendations I've gotten from clients on my profile. See which ones resonate with you. If you think that that's something that you're looking for, then, let's move forward. But, it's really a lot more powerful when somebody else could speak about their experience of working with you and attest to the credibility of work you do. So that's the first reason. So the second reason is aligned with a few statistics I want to share with you. The first is when LinkedIn did their global trending report last year, they found the number one way people landed jobs last year was through an employee referral. Now, think about who is going to refer you that's working at a company for a new role. Somebody that you already know in most cases, right? Somebody that you've worked with that could, again, attest for the quality of work that you do. They know how you work. They know what kind of culture you would do well in. And obviously, if it's someone that was at a job that you really liked, that they have similar taste to you, right? There's a lot of variance there, but that's a really powerful reason why getting professional recommendations and reaching out to your current network on LinkedIn is so important. As many of you may know, but just to kind of drive home the fact, research continues to suggest that 70 to 80% of jobs are landed through networking. And when I start working with clients, it's very tempting for people to want to start looking outward when they're first job searching, or really not having a direct strategy. And especially if you're still currently working at a job, people get stuck because they're not really sure what to do and how to do it, and therefore don't do anything on LinkedIn. So one of a quick and easy way to kind of get the ball rolling is to start reconnecting and reaching out to people that are in your network, that you've worked with, that you enjoyed working with, and be willing to give them a recommendation. I mean, even if they're not looking for a new job, doesn't mean that having a professional recommendation isn't going to help them. These recommendations are great if you're still working and not plan on getting a new job, because guess what? If you're looking for new clients, new business, whatever, branding awareness, having professional recommendations is never a bad idea. So you could offer something in return as well. That's something I also like to, talk to job seekers about. And not to get too off topic, is a lot of times, when you're in this place of fear and whatnot, you could kind of get, for lack of a better word, selfish and just, think of only your needs and what you need. But, come at a place of giving as well, if you can, right? It's okay to receive when we need that. But if you could help somebody else out, there's more of an exchange there. So be willing to give them a recommendation as well. And here's the thing, is that when you where they're at in their life, maybe they're looking for a new job, maybe they know someone that's hiring. So when you start reconnecting with these people, it sets a very powerful chain of events, in your search. And it's such a easier hoop to jump through for people, right? Isn't it easier to reach out to people we already know, like, and trust than to start reaching out to random people and having to explain to them, why we're a good fit? We have to kind of do that proving thing. And not that might not be part of the process at some point, but it's such a good way to start out with people that already know you. They already know the quality of work you do. They already believe in you, right? So those are the people that you want to start reaching out to. Now, in my LinkedIn profile optimization, branding, and level 1 networking package I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes, one of the things I show in the content, Become a LinkedIn Networking Rockstar, is part of an additional course I offer in conjunction with working together with someone, is showing you a few tools that LinkedIn has to really bring your connections from other areas and platforms onto your LinkedIn. And so it's a great way, because most people, don't know how to access this on LinkedIn. So it's a really effective tool, and it works very quickly. But we could easily get lost in translation with all the people that we've done business with over the years. Then they go get coffee, and maybe there's they know someone that's looking to hire somewhere. Maybe they're doing it at their company, but it really sets the ball rolling. And so if you're currently working at a job and you have one of the bigger fears that people that I work with is that fear of getting caught looking for new work. There's this fear people have that if they start putting themselves out there, that somehow it's going to get work around this, especially in the beginning stages, is like just reaching out to people in your network privately, again, that like, and trust, and let them know what's going on. Be open, be transparent, right? We're not going to be able to get the right help we need if we're not able to be honest with the people that we hopefully trust and like in our lives. And so it does take courage, but it's a much easier first step for people that I work with, when you could reach out to people you're already comfortable with and hopefully have a good enough rapport and relationship with where you feel comfortable sharing. And so these are all the reasons why it's so, in my mind, crucial to give and receive professional recommendations on your LinkedIn profile. So as I briefly mentioned, I wanted to inform people that, tune into my podcast or read my articles, that I am offering a fall special. And the fall special is going to be the highest discount I've ever had on my LinkedIn profile optimization, branding, and level 1 networking package. Look, guys, how this is different. I don't know anybody else currently that is seen as a LinkedIn expert that has this comprehensive of a course that's interactive, that has assignments, that really does a lot of the work, in addition to our calls, right? There's so much good stuff that you're going to be getting even in between the times that we're speaking, that you're going to be growing really, really fast. And that's what my clients experience is. So if you're the kind of person that you're working a full-time job already and you just know that you don't have 30 hours to dedicate to your job search every week, and you'd rather put in 2 to 3 hours and experience better results, which is what often happens for people, because look, guys, I've been doing this for close to 6 years. So helping people land jobs on LinkedIn, and I've had the huge honor and blessings of collaborating, working with, having people featured in my books that are legitimately like the top experts in the world on career development and recruiting, and they happen to have big presences on LinkedIn, and also working side by side with staff at LinkedIn. So having insights that you wouldn't really be able to get that information otherwise. But, since I've been doing this for so long, I have people that I'm able to reach out to and find answers that other people aren't. So these are things that make me different. I obviously am very passionate about what I do. I was able to find my own job on LinkedIn. I've been, again, helping people do this for a long, long time. So if this sounds like you, I want to really encourage you to take that leap of faith today, right? Take the leap of faith. All you have to do is set up a 15-minute phone call with me. You got literally nothing to lose. That's not a big chunk of your time. It certainly could really save you a lot of time in the future and get you to where you want to be much more quickly. For those of you that are at the executive C-level kind of role, know that industry standard length of time to find a new role is 6 months to a year. And it's really important that I tell people this kind of information so they understand what they're dealing with. Now, the good thing is when you're working with somebody that's been doing this for so long, they know a lot of shortcuts and they know ways to, separate yourself so you're in the 1 percentile and you're able to really stand out above the competition. So if you are a highly motivated person that is very passionate about your career and has just been feeling stuck because you know that the company you're working for is no longer working for you, I'm going to just say, take that leap of faith today. Set up a call with me. The first step is send me a email on LinkedIn with the heading "Serious Inquiry." And, if I feel like, we'd be a good fit, we'll set up a 15-minute phone call. I'll kind of go over the details more about this package I was explaining, and we could discuss next steps moving forward. So again, the URL for how to send me an email is going to be in the information box on the YouTube channel, and that would be the next best step from here. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys really take the actions on the tips that were covered in today's podcast. Take care.